Hey everybody, come on in and join me for Fancies. Let's talk about it. Love or lust, there's a difference. Episode 9. See if we can build an audience. Let's go ahead and everybody come on in and say hello if you're in and you're watching. I'm sorry I'm running late, a little bit later than normal. Come on in and say hello if you're joining and you're watching. Welcome. If it's your first time, announce yourself and where you're from. Say hello. Tonight we're going to talk about love and lust because there actually is a difference. People think they're in love, but really they might be in lust or the opposite. You can probably be in at the same time. Well, hello, Lisa. How are you? And hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. And thank you for all the many new follows and friend requests. And thank you for watching my show. We're going to make this a short one tonight just because we're running a little bit late. But I would like to welcome everybody in. So, give me your opinion. Do you know the difference between love or lust? Have you ever been in lust? Thought maybe you were in love, but you really were in lust. I'm looking for your feedback. Come on in. This is a good topic tonight. It should actually be really good. Hey, Larry. Nice to see you. I got Larry and Lisa. I got a few more viewers. Let me go ahead and get y'all in. The audience is still building. It takes a few minutes actually to do that, but this is going to be the 9th episode. Everything is going very well with school. I sent the link over to my counselor at school. Well, yeah. And so all that's going real well, and we'll be able to upload these videos to my YouTube channel very shortly. I'm doing some editing. Hello, Aaron. Where are you from? Okay. And Rico. Oh, Lord. This is not what that's for, sir. This is a serious show. Thank you. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Innocent. Thank you for all the many new followers. It's very nice for you to come in and join us. Hi. How you doing, Mr. Silva? Okay. So let's go ahead and take a couple of comments. So Lisa said that, well, Larry said I had someone I was infatuated with, right? So you could consider that lust, right? And Lisa says, I've been in both, more lust than love. Okay, well, that's honest, right? Because sometimes we can be confused and we can think that we're really in love with someone, especially that, you know, it's a new situation and you're feeling those feelings that you always want to be around them and you're enjoying all of the company and all the time that you share with each other. So what you might have in your mind as a picture of what love is really might not be love. It might actually be lust. So how can you tell the difference between love and lust? What's your opinion? What is your definition of love? And what is your definition of lust? And do you just fall in love easily? And have you ever really been in love? That's the question. So we have a few questions that we're going to pose tonight. Do you know the difference between love and lust? Have you ever been in lust? Have you ever been in love? Have you ever fallen in love at first sight? Or was it lust at first sight? Because remember, I tell you guys all the time that a man knows exactly what he wants from a woman when he puts his eyes on her. And she might be a girl for tonight, or she might be a girl for life. So tell me what you think. And so Larry says, I thought it was love, but just lust because she was younger. So Larry, how much younger? I mean, without, of course, not jailbait. We know already with you. So, but you mean younger? And Lisa says when you first meet someone, it's probably more lust until you get to know the real person and grow feelings of love. Absolutely. That's what we call maturity, right? We learn as we grow. Hopefully when we're going through it in situations, especially when situations that tug on our heartstrings or our emotions, or when we're infatuated with someone or we really enjoy spending our time with them, hopefully while we're growing through it, and we're actually growing through it while we're going through it, right? And Larry, it was 15 years difference between you. Okay. And New Wave says, well, hello, welcome. Love is an action, not a feeling. So love is an action and not a feeling. Can you describe why you say that? What's the reason for that? It's an action. So it's actually something that you do. It's not a feeling that you have. But wouldn't you say that as human beings, we are programmed where we have emotions, and then we have the ability to rationalize? Would you say that? And sometimes we can rationalize right out of what we call sanity, right? right? Okay. So tonight the topic is love or lust. There's the difference. And so I've had a couple of you share some really good information already. We're moving along real well. I have a couple of new followers and a couple new viewers. And if you're here and you're my regular, say hello. And if you're new, please just, say where you're from so we can welcome you. And basically what we do is we just, take the topics that people are interested in discussing. Sometimes, they might be hard to discuss. Sometimes what I do is actually become a conversation piece or a conversation starter for you. And we kind of go from there. So it develops into something more for you, whether it helps you in your current situation or whether it helps someone that you love, a friend or family member, or, because sometimes it helps to see things through different eyes. And so that's really my mission here. Of course, is to build that audience, build the followers, make the show very successful. So far, it's growing in ways that I can't even describe. I'm so grateful and thank you for that. So Larry says, too much to type. LOL, can't type fast enough. Well, no, Larry, you can always just give the gist of it. Basically, that's what it is. Oh, yeah, that's right, Larry. You can use voice text. And you can do that on Facebook, too, I believe. And Lisa would know. Miss Technology over here. She would know. So, again, I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late. And we're going to keep it to 30 minutes tonight if we can. Because this one's pretty cut and dry, I think. I think that most of us, have gone through it and we've grown through it. Knowing the feelings of. And I will definitely always, as always, share my opinion and any type of little story or something that I can with you to help you understand. Well, hello, Luis. How are you? And welcome. And where are you from? I have people checking in from everywhere. I still have so many follow requests that I cannot even keep up with them. And I'm grateful for that because that lets me know. And I am sharing all of my posts publicly so that you can see them whether you're my friend or not. And then you are welcome to follow. I can go ahead and add you. And what I ask for you all to do is to go ahead and send me your request of topics. We do vote on those. You can reach me at rebaby@icloud.com. So it's RIBABII at icloud.com. And you can also follow me on Instagram at rebaby. Oh, you're from El Campo. Well, welcome. Yeah. My best friend has family from El Campo. Awesome. So, it's good to see you all here. So, again, Larry, you're getting your thoughts together while you're trying to do your voice text, I hope. Lisa, you've been sharing. And then also we have, New Wave Short, which went ahead and shared some information. Love is an action, not a feeling, not an emotion, right? So, Larry says, love is an action. That's also a feeling. Lust is totally different. It's almost like love at first sight. But without the love, you get all the attention. Absolutely. I have to say that I can agree with that point. And Lisa said, I think you should be able to lust after someone you love. Keep the relationship sexy. Absolutely. You should always. Listen, for me, it's not just about those feelings of love. For me, it's also feelings of the want. I always say the want. It's always important to want the person that you're with. And Lisa says, so you can have both. You absolutely can have both. If that's your goal, if you have definitively laid out the fact that you would like a relationship or you two have an understanding that you have a relationship, then of course. But when you meet someone and, you're let's be honest. When you first see someone, you're immediately attracted to what? Something physical, right? That's what got the connection. I'm talking about when you barely meet someone. It's the physical attraction first, right? So if you just hold on to that physical attraction and you're running like mad behind someone, and you're lusting after them because you know nothing of them. They could be no good for you at all. They might be the best thing that you ever had, but you might not know because right at the moment you're not thinking the way that you should be thinking clearly because you are in a state of infatuation or rather lust, right? Okay. And so Adrian, welcome Adrian. Glad that you could join tonight. Usually you're working out and we don't get to see you very much, but I'm glad you're here. So welcome. And Adrian says, I have never been in love with anyone before. It takes years for me to get to that point. If it ever gets there, since I can control how I feel about someone, it can't be real love. Really, Adrian? I have never been in love with anyone before? That is debatable. That's because I'm an insider. So that is highly debatable. However, I do agree that it takes a while for those bonds to form. You can form emotional connections, spiritual connections. You can form all kinds of sweet bonds. You can do all of that. However, to fall in love, to really love someone, sometimes it's not something that you can control. Sometimes that's your destiny. Sometimes it's your destiny. That person is the one who is appointed for you. And you meet them and you go from there, right? Sometimes that's what we do. Sometimes, again, we are so much in like and in lust and so interested in what we see before our eyes, whether it's the most beautiful thing we ever saw or the most sexy thing we ever saw or the finest thing we ever saw. We can be in lust, right? We're actually in lust. You cannot be in love. You don't even know each other. Now, you can have a bond and you can have an immediate connection. People can argue all day long about love at first sight. We can do that. So, what is lust? What's lust? I mean, a lot of people say that's a dirty word. A lot of people feel that's sinful. Okay, we're not even going to touch that because we don't go into all of that. Although I welcome all of your opinions. And you're welcome, Lisa. So, what I'm saying is, what is lust? Besides the fact that people treat it like such a dirty word. Such a nasty emotion, right? Nasty feeling. But really, no. I mean, honestly, it's very simple. It's very easy to lust over someone, right? I can see that process happening very easily and very quickly. Would you agree? And what about love? Well, yes, she is, right? I mean, don't we all know that, Byron? And welcome. Thank you for joining us again. Glad to see you. And this is right up your alley. Trust me, I'm talking to the right one. Right up your alley. I know you have good information for me, right, Byron? Cease. You have good information. So, love and lust. Lust, Lisa says, is a strong sexual attraction. By definition, you are absolutely correct. And you have people liking that too. People actually loving that, Lisa. You're absolutely right. And so what is love then? Instead of an emotion, what is love? I mean, have you immediately been with someone and just had that connection and you just were certain it was love? Because we've all made those decisions before, maybe in based relationships or going into something off of something like that, right? Yeah. Oh, and Byron says, indeed, absolutely. So, what is love? Besides an emotion, what is love? How does love differ from lust? Anyone? Chemical reaction? Well, hello, Eric. Nice to hear it. Nice to have you here. And Larry, been in love with your wife. Well, I mean, as it should be, I believe, right? That's a lifelong commitment that you made, and I would hope that, and I know that, but other people don't know. But, oh, and I've got you on that one. Byron, please. Okay, but that's all right. Listen, we're good. I'm so good with you. I don't even trip with you. So, love is two fools feeling sorry for each other. Okay, that's one way to look at it. But why do they have to feel sorry for each other? Why can't you just be feeling feelings of love or feeling like you're in love? And Adrian, I got cheated on by a virgin. What? A virgin who went to Colombia and came back pregnant? So my trust is not to be given to anyone. I trust that people will do what's best for them in the end. Absolutely. It does happen, right? People are always ultimately going to do what works for them best, what's in their best benefit, right? Their best interest, right? But remember, that's that thing that I talk to you guys about all the time, about being selfless and not selfish, right? Right? Hey, Eric. Hey, I'm famous. I like this show. LOL. Well, hey, I mean, listen, come back every week. It's what I need you to do, and it's what I'd like you to do, and I would like you to share. And I'm going to call you all out whenever you make comments and posts, because it takes a village sometimes, you know what I mean? We all need understanding of what's going on. I mean, it can be complex. These situations can absolutely be complex. We can be confused. I mean, okay, let's think of it, as a young mind. Let's think of it as, 16, 17 years old. You are absolutely in lust. right? How can you be in love? I mean, you've not even really lived a life yet. Now, I'm not jumping to conclusions, trust me. Because, I mean, people could have a very old soul. You know, they could have had a rough life. They could have been responsible for their siblings, responsible for their parents. They could be going through a multitude of things, you know, and they could feel love. They could feel a connection and a bond with you. And again, okay, so how about now? So who agree? Puppy love, absolutely. And again, lust, puppy love, like junior high and high school, right? Okay, possibly. And what about as an adult? What about as an adult? Do you think that you can fall in love immediately with someone? Or are you all of the opinion that it takes time? To be honest, is it taking time? No. And yes, Eric, to some degree, we all need therapy of some kind. Some kind. Whether it's talking to each other or sharing or getting to know each other, or whether it's a nice bottle of wine. I said bottle. I'm joking. No, a nice glass of wine or a spirit of some kind, right? And love takes time. Absolutely, it takes time to develop, right? Getting to know someone. So what is an affair? Considered love or lust or the same? What kind of affair, Eric? You mean like an affair with someone that you've known for a while? Because there's two, that's different. Because you could have an affair with a complete stranger or someone that you met, right? And what about an emotional affair? Because from what I have read and from the studies that I have seen in recent years, they say the emotional affairs are actually the most dangerous ones of all, right? That's what they say. Those are more dangerous than any other kind of affair, right? You're having an emotional affair with someone. You've developed an emotional attachment. You have a bond. You all started sharing. I'm loving the loves. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for following. Please share these on your timeline so that I can pick up more followers and viewers for this show. I'm grateful for you. I love all the ads. And spouses. Okay, so you have an affair. And so is it just lust or can it be love? I'm going to throw a curve in there. Okay, just because that's what I'm going to do. I want you to think about this. So what if you're married? Since we're talking about affairs. You're married and you have an affair with someone that you dated before. That you had strong feelings or strong connection for. Would you think that that was lust? Or would you think that it was love? An affair with someone that you had a relationship or a connection with before. Not just a new person that was introduced that you just met and just had an affair with. But someone that you actually knew before. Maybe had a relationship with them. Maybe had a friendship with them. Maybe had a deep connection or bond with them. Grew up with them. Same neighborhood. I don't know. Went to school together. Went to college together. What about that? Fate. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. So, love takes time. Like spouses cheating, but affairs can last a long time too. Absolutely. Affairs can last for years. If both parties are willing and they're down with that type of life, they can absolutely last for years. And Luis, yes, thank you. That's right. And Byron says, yep, fatal attraction. Those I think are the worst because the emotional ones sting the most. Yeah, because you've let somebody into your inner thoughts and feelings. And, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone or a marriage or a relationship, a boyfriend and girlfriend, man and lady, whatever, you know, you're in a relationship with someone and you have that bond with them. Everyone would like to think that all of those little things that we do with each other, we don't do with anyone else. I'm not talking about physical acts. I'm saying like the little things that you share between each other, like the pet names or the funny little things that you do, all the little quirks, like, oh, you know, every Saturday morning y'all go get chicken and waffles, or you always bring, you know, a drink or candy to the bed, you know what I mean, when it's time to go to bed, or y'all get up in the middle of the night and go, you know, to eat fast food or do something, you know what I mean, with each other, that you only do that with each other. And so and then you've shared some deep feelings and thoughts with them and experiences. And so that when you share that with someone else, when you've shared a part of yourself with someone else that you believe that was believed to be reserved only for that person, that's where the emotional hurt comes in. Because how could you let them in? I mean, actually, people say that that's worse than the physical. Like, they would rather you just go ahead and have the sex and get it over with and just have cheated on them. And they didn't even know anything about you. Like, it was just a one-night stand, or it was, just a hookup or something like that. Sad. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but a lot of people actually say they would actually prefer it, that it happened that way, rather than them, over time developing this other relationship and this bond with this person, having an affair with that person, and then this person being a part of their daily life. So yes, absolutely emotional, right? And Larry says lust at first. Oh, yeah, Lisa, a good one. That's right. Now, no, that's love. Okay. Eric says that's fate. Louis says it depends. And Lisa says lust, clearly, if it wasn't love, if you're not together and you married someone else. Possibly, right? I know sometimes, Lisa, I'm going to throw you another curveball real quick. But give me a second. Let me read a couple more comments. And Eric says it could be people just settling. Absolutely. And Larry agrees with you, Eric. Absolutely, right? And Lisa, everyone's situation is different, but you can tell the difference between love and lust. Some of us can and some of us can't, right? Because, we get involved and we, maybe that's something that we're needing at that moment, or we're feeling or we're thinking at that moment. So then we might not go exactly where we need to go, in the right place, the right space. And Adrian says, I also feel that you should never tell a girl or woman that she is beautiful when you just meet them, because you have not heard what her heart has to say about her. How can you fall in love at first? How can you fall in love at... sorry, Adrian. How can you fall in love at first sight? Well, that's a question that we can go through too. Or we can talk about love at first sight next week. Whichever. And you're really right. Okay, thank you very much. And Larry says, what if you couldn't marry that person, Lisa, if they tried everything to stop the relationship? And Larry, that's where I was going with the curve. What if your parents kept you apart? What if one of you were older than the other? Or what if your families had a connection? What if your families were like family, but were not blood family or anything like that? What if you had a bond that could be considered taboo? What if your family kept you away from each other? What if you were like us? From the other side of the tracks, right? Larry, what about that? What if you were us from Oak Forest and Afton Village and Westview Gardens and Castlewood? What if you were us and they were Memorial? Right? They were privileged, accomplished, rich, born with it, old money, right? But what if they fell in love with us? Right? Or what if we fell in love with them? What if our parents kept us apart? And what if we were torn apart and we were gone? And later on in life, we reconnected. And maybe the timing wasn't great. And listen, I'm not condoning anything. I'm just saying that these are scenarios, right? That could have happened, right? Okay. All right. So. All right. So then, Lisa, you're really right. Do you remember Liz? Her parents stopped everything. True. Yes, I do remember. Very true. And, okay. I got y'all. Right? Okay. So it's like I say, this is the reason why we do these things. This is the reason why we have the show. That's the mission, is to be able to share, be able to come to that place where we have an understanding, right? Seeing things through a different set of eyes. It's a different perspective, right? Everybody has an opinion. And like I always say, everybody's opinion counts. We're here. It's what it is. And Larry says you're totally right. I've seen it happen all the way. Being the one from the other side of the tracks, per se. Being the one, who wasn't privileged. Being the one who was poor. You know what I mean? Who came from nothing, right? And who accomplished their way the whole way. So it is a difficult situation if you really wanted to be with that person and you couldn't be with them because your families kept you apart. That's one way to look at it. So, love or lust, right? So you can fall in lust at first sight, right? According to what you all are saying to me. That you do not agree and believe in love at first sight. That is a general consensus that I've gotten here tonight. Right? Okay. Well, I have to tell you this, because I always do. So far, what we got to kind of put things in perspective for us all is that most of us believe that there's a difference between love and a difference between lust. That how can you fall in love with someone when you don't know them? It takes time to develop the love. We've had people say that they've never been in love, that they have been in both at the same time in their relationship because they kept it sexy. You're in love with them, but you also lust over the one that you're with. So I see that. They also say that what if you had an affair, an emotional situation happened? Would you be lusting or being in love with the person that you were having the affair with? Can you really even say that you would be in love with your spouse if you were able to have an affair? People are saying that the emotional affairs, of course, are the most dangerous ones, right? Because you're giving a part of yourself up to that other person that you're having the affair with, right? And you don't really know what that connection or bond was. And Eric says, hey, when are these sessions so I can catch the next one? Sorry I have to ask, but I figure it's easier if I yell it to my roommates, LOL. And Adrian says you can love how they look because that is all you can see at the moment. Adrian, that's the same thing that I just said. And Eric, every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I try to be 9 on the dot sharp. Today I was running a little bit late. And we usually try to go about 30 minutes. Sometimes we go for about an hour. And Louise says most just want one thing. And Lisa says sometimes people don't know real love till it's gone. Absolutely. Well, you never know what you've got until it's gone, right? Whether that's in a viable relationship, a marriage, a commitment, and the person passes away, and you didn't really see all that you had in them while you had them. You knew that you had a great thing, but when they passed away, you saw that void because they were no longer there to do the things and to contribute and have you feel the way that you felt, right? Because remember, look, I always tell you the same thing. No one can make you feel anything. You allow yourself to feel things, right? Yes, you do. We allow ourselves to feel things. And really, when we're angry about situations that involve the heart or emotions, really what we're angry about is the fact that we allowed ourselves to A, go there, right? And a B, because nobody wants to be made a fool of. But let me tell you that everybody plays the fool sometimes. Very, very true. So, to summarize, love and lust are two different things. Lust is a feeling that you think, that you feel. You see someone, you got that initial attraction to them. Lust can lead into affairs when you're married or committed. Right? And love is something that takes time to develop. So there are unanimous opinions on both. And Eric says, okay, cool, thanks guys. I'll see you next Wednesday. This is better than watching TV. LOL night. Good night, Eric, and thank you for joining us. I'm really glad that you're here. And Lisa says, I'm referring to the cheating situation when you asked if you can cheat on someone you love. You say you love. Right. Can you cheat on someone you say you love? I think that none of us are, as far as that question, Lisa, I think that none of us are above, because we're human beings. People make mistakes. It's real. You can't be so rigid to say that if you loved me, you would have done that. You don't love me because you wouldn't have done that. No. Listen, there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone. We all know that. You know if you have feelings. When you love someone, you know if those feelings are feelings of being in love, being enamored by that person, being infatuated with them, or you know when you love them as another human being. I love you as a human being. I'm not in love with you. And you can be in love with someone and fall out of love with them. Because people do grow and change. This is why I always warned against relationships at such a young age as far as going into marriage and whatnot. I never recommended people to get married at early ages. I know that that's kind of what a lot of people did because that's what their role model was. They saw that and they wanted to do that. Hey, Angela. And that's all right, Lisa. No big deal. So we go into that situation to where, we fall out of love and then we're in lust and we make decisions and choices that get us into a bigger bind after we've made that commitment to someone that we're in love with, right? Or that we're in a commitment with. So love and lust are two different things, very different things. And Larry says, yes, it has happened. And I'm blowing all the kisses back, ladies. Hello? And thank you very much for watching me. Please share this on your timelines. Please share my post. Please turn on your notifications so that you can see me when I go live. And thank you very much. Appreciate it so much. Whoop, whoop. Right? Okay. So I love you all, and I'm grateful for you again. Please continue to share on your timelines. Please continue to follow. Please continue to tune in. You know, I am being evaluated on my show. I am picking up lots of followers. We will edit all of these shows. We're going to be on episode 10 next week. And I want you guys to inbox me and to message me and to text me. However you can communicate with me. However you already have communication with me. Let's get that down and go ahead and send me your topics. I really want to talk about the things that you want to talk about. Listen, nothing is too big or too small. It's just not. We can talk about it. Okay? And so Paul says, hey Paul, welcome again this week. I'm so glad you came back. Thank you. Love is tricky and scary. You can be afraid to love someone too soon. Absolutely. Of course you can, because of the things that you've already been through, right? We've already gone through a lot of things. We don't want to go through anything else. We don't want drama. We don't want to be a fool. We don't want to give up of ourselves. We don't want to see ourselves any differently. We don't want to go through that. Like, we just say, I just don't have time for it. Listen, I don't do drama. I don't do listen, don't say what you won't do. Okay? Never say what you won't do, because you do not know until it happens to you. Night, Luis. Thank you for joining. And Adrian, thank you so much. And Larry, good night to you. And I love you too, brother. More than anything, I love you. Thank you so much for joining and sharing. And AA. All right. Hello to Adrian. Adrian, you're a favorite here. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Just be my peace for the rest of my life. Exactly. That's what, I mean, really it's all about what you want. It's about what works for you and your relationship. You know, it's about being honest. It's about understanding the difference. When you meet someone, you know, it's basically, you know, the opinion is unanimous here that you can just not be in love at first sight. That it really has to take time to build the feelings of love. And love is based on many things. Love is based on trust. Love is based on common bond. Love is based on morals and ethics sometimes. That's what people think that real love is based on. Good night. My lust phone is ringing. All right, Byron. Come back and see us next week. Next Wednesday, okay? At 9 o'clock. I'll be on time. Thank you guys for joining. Please share, like, follow, turn on your notifications. Please email me your topics if you don't have my information. Thank you, Angela, for sharing. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. Thank you, Adrian, for sharing. Everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks to all the new followers. Thanks for everybody posting. Thank you for everyone coming on. I look forward to talking with you next week. Let's see what we're going to talk about next week. Please inbox me. RIBABII, excuse me, email me, RIBABII at iCloud.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Rebaby, RIBABII. Or, again, you can text message, you can send me a message here. All right? All right, everybody. Well, good night to you too. And thank you for sharing the live videos. Thank you. And I love you too, Angela. And I will see you soon. Y'all have a great night and be blessed. And remember, y'all always have a little time for fancy. Right? So I appreciate you. Good night.